Hello, good and wonderful people. You are welcome back to my channel. And if it's your first time of being here, hello, you are welcome to my channel. My name is Stacy. So, I have another interesting news for you, lovelies, today. But I just want to use this opportunity to appreciate every one of you who prayed for me, who wrote me, who replied on my community post. The love was so massive that I don't even know where to start from. But from the depth of my heart, I'm so grateful. Thank you all. I really appreciate. So you lovelies can see my voice is not yet clear, but please bear with me. And if you've not subscribed already, please kindly hit on the red subscribe button down below to subscribe. Also on the notification button. In that way, anytime we upload a new video, they will notify you. And I pray that the same way you guys are supporting me here in this channel, God will definitely send people that will support you in whatever you are doing in life in Jesus' name. Amen. So this news here read, US lawmakers have written a letter to Nigeria Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, over the continued detention of Omoyele Sowore, a political activist. Premium Time obtained the letter which cautioned Mr. Malami against the disobedience of rule of law under President Muhammad Buhari's administration. The letter was signed by 6 lawmakers. Okay, now this time around, they are really ready for these people. So he continued by saying, Mr. Omoyele Sowore, publisher of Sahara Reporters, was arrested on August 3rd for planning revolution now, a series of protests to demand an end to corruption and demand better living conditions for all citizens. The protests were planned to commence on August 5th, but on August 3rd, Armed State Security Service SSS officers broke into an apartment Mr. Sowore was occupying with some of his associates in Lagos. He and his associate Olawale Bakare were taken away in the raid that was captured by security cameras. The SSS refused to release Mr. Sowore and Mr. Olawale Bakare despite two separate court orders for his release. They were eventually released on December 5th after a court on that day directed the SSS to release both men within 24 hours. The US lawmakers, in their letter dated December 20th to Mr. Malami, said they are really concerned that established legal procedure and rule of law are not being followed in Mr. Sowore's case. Disturbing video of the melee in court are circulating, which appear to show armed agents in court and Mr. Sowore being placed in chokehold, after which he was redetained by DSS. Though no new charges has been filed to justify this redetention, we understand that this case has been since placed within your purview. Part of the letter read, we are pleased to stand alongside Nigeria as a democratic country, as the largest democracy in Africa. Nigeria has an opportunity and responsibility to serve as model for the following and the established rule of law under its own constitution. And as well with all advanced democracies, this includes the lawful application of prosecutorial powers and action, as well as ultimate compliance with judicial ruling. In the case of Mr. Shaw, this does not appear to have happened. The lawmaker said Nigeria must learn how to uphold the basic human rights of its citizens, including their freedom of expression and political affiliation, without fear of government reprisal and harassment, particularly for opposing or dissenting voices. Mr. Attorney General will request that you take immediate steps to ensure the safety and security of Mr. Sowore while he is held in government custody. Work to facilitate speed and fair resolution to the circumstance of his detention and to ensure he receives a legally sound and credible trial. The lawmakers maintain that the continued detention of Omoyele Sowore will only tarnish the Nigerian's international reputation. Okay, lovelies, and this is basically it. It's just so funny how this government has turned adamant to all the warning in their own words. No other foreign country should interfere in the affairs of Nigeria, that they have their own issue to handle. They should handle their own issue while we handle our own issue. But the truth is that this their ignorance, they are not using it to do anything than to tarnish and damage the image of Nigeria, just like they have rightly said. And yesterday, I read the news where a former United States ambassador to Nigeria said that President Muhammad Buhari is damaging the reputation of Nigeria following his government disrespect for the rule of law. I think I have to read the news for you, lovelies. And it says, A former United States ambassador to Nigeria, John Campbell, has accused President Muhammadu Buhari of damaging Nigeria's reputation following his government disrespect for the rule of law. Mr. Campbell served as U.S. ambassador to Nigeria from May 12, 2004 to July 19, 2007. In his reaction titled "Buhari's Dictatorial Past and the Rule of Law Today in Nigeria" about the continued detention of Omoyele Sowore, publisher of Sahara Reporters, Mr. Campbell said the State Security Service assault on courtroom and the rearrest of Sowore has already damaged the country's international reputation. Mr. Campbell's reaction was published as a blog post on the website of the Council on Foreign Relations. The diplomat also spoke about the danger ahead of the press following Punch newspaper editorial that announced that it will preface President Buhari's name with his rank, Major General, and will refer to his administration as a regime until they purge themselves of their insufferable contempt for the rule of law. The Punch mentioned the treatment of activist Omoyele Sowore, Shiite cleric Ibrahim El-Zakzaky, and ex-National Security Advisor Sambo Dazuki as one of the cases of violation of the rule of law by Mr. Buhari's regime. Mr. Campbell noted that the criticism of Buhari is not surprising, but it is worth noting that Zakzaky and Dazuki are both Northern Muslims. What is different this time around is the parallelism between Buhari military rule and Buhari's civilians administration. Nigerian foreign friends will be hoping that the government takes no limit to punish freedom of expression. The SSS assault on a courtroom and the rearrest of Sowore has already damaged the country's international reputation. In another article written on Thursday, Mr. Campbell said the Sowore's rearrest is consolidating opposition to the president by civil society, the press, international opinion, and now religious leaders. It is to be hoped that Buhari administration is looking actively for a way to defuse the Sowore issue, perhaps by allowing him to return to the United States. Okay, lovelies, and this is basically it. When we talk about tarnishing and damaging Nigeria's international reputation, some people will think it's a joke, or maybe it's just because they goes there to take their treatment, or maybe send their children to study abroad, or maybe do every other of the activities there. It's not just that. No foreign investor will want to come and invest in this kind of country because they know the country does not obey the rule of law. Eventually, just like what article was saying the other day, eventually, if there happens to have any problem, they know that the judiciary will not pass any credible judgment, and this will make them to distance themselves from anything that has to do with Nigeria. And this will only lead to the downfall of our economy. From there, you see them going out to borrow money, just like they've been doing. And this is just it. This is just the hard truth. And I will take some comment for you lovelies here, and I will leave you to share your own opinion with me on the comment section. And this person here says, "Dear Ambassador Campbell, thank you so much that your attention has been drawn to the human rights abuses by Nigeria elected officials. Some state governors are following Buhari's example and locking people up on the slightest hint of criticism. You have properly heard that Buhari is attempting to borrow an insane amount of $30 billion for flimsy projects such as Chinese Railroad. Those projects were never presented to or approved by Nigeria's National Assembly, as only Buhari and his nephew come up with federal project idea. Buhari himself never presented to Nigerians the list of the project and the justification of the loan. The National Assembly had previously rejected his bid to borrow such amount of money, but this time around, Buhari approved 37 billion naira for renovation of the National Assembly, presumably to sway their decision on the loan quest. Please help us to advise the World Bank that granting Buhari this kind of loan would only mortgage the economic future of Nigerians of tomorrow. Much of the loan amount, if granted, would probably end up in such Middle Eastern bank." And this other person here says, like other Nigerians have made a compelling case against the loan Buhari and his fellow Northerners are pushing. While the idea of appealing to Ambassador Campbell may sound good, I am afraid it is only symbolic. If Nigerians like yourself and possibly others out there who are equally disgusted with the loan are truly serious and committed to letting the world, including the IMF and World Bank know how you feel. Do what people around the world do when disgusted with their rulers. Demonstrate peaceful demonstration and remain effective too for bringing attention to your cause. Frankly, it is exhausting listening to Nigerians complain about serious abuses of office by their rulers, but never willing to do anything about it to make the matter worse. Some Nigerians come to place like premium time and order, not to engage constructively in this subject matter. Okay, lovelies, and this is basically it. The truth is that it's not as if maybe some Nigerians are not doing something, but just that some are still ignorantly and blindly following these people. And some people are even afraid to talk or even come out to protest because they don't want to get into trouble. Even we here that even sit here to do our own thing on YouTube to talk about those things we don't like, they still come here on YouTube to threaten us. And some people will even come here to advise you to forget about this Nigerian government or get yourself into trouble. But the truth is that it is our country and it is our responsibility to talk about those things we don't like. Okay, so if we will see more people, if a lot of people will come out to talk, if a lot of people will really come out to react to those things we don't like, it breaks my heart that some people will still come to my comment section and say, Buhari is the best president we have ever had in Nigeria. Like, I've seen it a lot of time in my comment section, and those people are actually Nigerian youth. I begin to wonder, what are they getting from this government that we ourselves are not getting? Is it not the same Nigerian that we all sees everything that happens every day? Thank God for the world of internet that anything that happens, before you know, is all over the place on the social media, on the internet. A lot of people are already aware of it. Or these people, are they physically blind that they cannot see what is happening in that country, that they will still come out to attack us that talks about it? So the truth is that some of the Nigerian youth have made themselves a tool of destruction in the hand of these wicked people, and until they wake up, Nigeria may never be good again. And this is basically it for you lovelies this morning. I will leave you guys to share your own opinion with me on the comment section. I really appreciate every one of you that stay to this point of this video. We are ending the video here, so don't forget to share your own opinion with me on the comment section. Like and subscribe, and I will definitely see you lovelies in my next video. Remain blessed until I come your way next time. Bye bye.